I want to make sure the shoulder joint was okay before we started doing it. Look at these pants on. Awesome. It's like one big chamois. ShamWow. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's start.
We're rolling.
Oh, great. So we're going to start. Just opening up the upper body. So we're going to start with the arms because you get a lot of motion with the arms. You get extension. You get depression of the shoulders. You get some movement in the ribs. So it's going to start. And I'm starting in a wide stance so that I can engage the hand. And we're going to do some extended traction with the arm. So I'm taking slack out of the arm. It's okay. No need to panic yet. And what we're doing is we're engaging the fascia of the arm. Right? Because when you engage the fascia of the arm, it makes your job so much easier. And the fascia, they're going to feel some burning, usually, where the fascia has thickened to support whatever actions they're doing. So you feel a little burning, yeah? And then I'm keeping the tension, and I'm going to slightly rotate the palm up. Because, you know, when your arm contracts this way, it not only contracts this way, but it contracts towards the midline, because that's the movement of the arm. So the muscles coil towards the midline. So when you do extended traction to open up the fascia, when you take up the slack, you keep it engaged, and then you slowly roll the palm upward, so it opens up the muscle in that direction.
Should I smile?
And then, I'll start.
Sir, are you lining up the radius and using the head of the radius and kind of twisting it out slightly?
Yeah, so the radius, the head of the radius, if you think that way for acclimation, it's straight up, or the thumb straight up. And I pull in here because that's, you get the most direct line. And then you start rotating from there. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to come in and just try to open up the shoulder girdle a little bit with some compression. So we've all done lots of compression in the pec. One thing I've been doing lately is using the palm of my hand and coming in this way. And when you want to make sure that you're aware of where you're at. So here's the head of the humerus, and I'm going to use the heel of my hand to push back and then sink in, so that makes sure that you're engaging the pec. Okay? And rather than put yourself in a position where you really have to push down, I started doing this. So I have here, I just lean in towards the center, because that allows my body weight to come through my extended arm, and no effort at all, but good compression. Rather than struggling, pushing. Those days of struggle are behind you, brothers and sisters. We've been liberated here today. So this is nice, easy. When you're in a position where you're creating good contact, good conscious contact, and you're not straining, then you're in a good position, because you could focus on your breath and how actually long is a good idea to stay here. And then you just ease out. And then we're going to go right into mobilization. So same compression action. So we're going to compress here as we mobilize. So we're pinning and stretching and release. We're pinning and stretching and release. Pin, stretch, and then release. And now we're going to continue that compression down the arm. And so from here we're coming into the bicep area. For the meridians of the arm, the yin meridian of the arm, we have the heart coming in between tricep and bicep on the little finger side. Pericardium coming through the heads of the biceps, through the center, and right out the middle finger. And the lung meridian starting just distal to the clavicle and coming over and coming in between the bicep and the tricep on the thumb side. And as it continues on the forearm, it comes just on the inside of the border of brachioradialis, and it comes up in through the thenar eminence and out the thumb. So these compressive motions are to release any tension in between the muscle groups. So I'm going to engage, so palm of my hand leaning in, engaging, and I'm going to use this hand as a lever, so it unrolls those muscles. And then palm up here, and come video. We're going to do compression here, so we're continuing, and we have the opportunity to either compress with the palm, but again, come up and over. So you're using your body weight through an extended arm. Or else, if the table height suits you, you can come up and use knee. Pressure's okay? Not too much?
I'm dead. I'm just.
You're dead. Then I won't have to ask you about the pressure anymore. And right after the video, we can go through the things and see if there's anything of value, and we'll split it up amongst us. That's how we survive. Okay, so compression here, right? And then we're going to come up to the wrist. So wrist is very important, right? Carpals get stuck, and it can impede the motion of the hand. So if there's impediment in the hand movement, you can feel the repercussions through the arm and usually up into the shoulder. So you want to keep the wrist nice and loose. In Chinese medicine, they have 3 acupressure points here, which are called source points for the yin meridian of the arm, and they help control the qi balance in these 3 yin meridians of the arm. So spending a little time opening up the wrist crease, very good. Stretching. Music. And then placing the hand here, and I'm going to place the fingers underneath the wrist, and I'm going to push up to open up the carpal tunnel. So I'm just going to support from the back and then push up like this to open up. Get her the grimace, you know, see if it. Okay. And then you can take it right into the palm. And then we'll just end the arm sequence by doing traction down, some pulling of the fingers. Again, using my body weight to do all this. And then we're going to do some compression from the hand up to the shoulder. So come like this. One hand stabilizes the hand, the other hand at the head of the humerus, and I'm just going to lean in for compression. And then you can take that compression up the arm. You're sneaking up on me. Okay, compression here, and then we're going to end with some compression on the shoulder. So again, my palm of my hand makes nice natural contact over the head of the humerus, and I just lean in through an extended arm to get some nice depression on the shoulder. And then we just switch and do the other. Here. But since y'all are so nice, I'm going to show you a few bonus moves here. Let's see if you'd like to add them in. So this bonus move, come in here, all you people in the cheap seats, come over here, closer, so you can see this. So, you know, we did some compression to open up pec major and pec minor, but here's a nice one that you can use your body weight a little bit more. So if you sit at the head of the table like this, and I'm going to take my inside hand and hold it, wrist, outside hand, elbow. And I'm going to bring the arm in like this. And when I bring the arm in like this, I'm going to follow in with this. Pressure's okay? So I'm just leaning in. And you want to make sure you're below the clavicle and on the inside of the humerus, all soft tissue. And your angle towards the center. Still okay?
Did you take a shower?
Yes, I did this morning. Wait just a second. Well, we can't do anything about it right now. I do vaguely remember standing under some water. It could have been just the rain outside. I don't know.
It's your extra bonus.
So pressure, turn your head. The pressure is very valid, so check it out. So this softens. Relax your arm now. I know your olfactory is overwhelmed, but try to calm down. And you want to let your shoulder, your elbow come in right into the soft tissue. And a little harder for smart aleck people. Maybe make the point a little bit more, you know. But there's 2 parts to this, because this is not only loosening, but it's meant to be a pin and stretch. So this keeps pressure, and now I'm going to use this arm as the lever to create pin and stretch. So I'm just going to see that little motion creates a big difference. Just that motion.
Long meridian or?
Yes, long meridian. So the pec minor, when it's tight, it really affects the beginning of long meridian. which impedes all of the yin meridians because of the relationship with the breath and the chi movement. So you understand that also functionally like this. So coming in, sinking in. So this arm has to be like this. So the movement is this. You just follow it in. And then the more you relax, the more your body weight sinks in. And then when you have nice engagement here, this comes out like this. And you have nice pin and stretch here. Okay? So one more. Okay? So this pec major, pec minor. Now, also too, there was something about another muscle. Subscapularis, right? So subscapularis, very important, right? One of the rotator cuff muscles. It helps us stabilize the head of the humerus in the shoulder joint. But also, when it gets contracted, overly contracted, it can add to winging of the scapula. So how to work, you know? So it covers the inside of the scapula. So it's deep. And accessibility is questionable in certain positions. But in supine, and for this you're going to really have to let your arm relax. Simple. I'm going to take the pads of my fingers and feel for the lateral border of her scapula, the outside edge of the scapula. So remember, the subscapularis is on the inside. It's like the lining almost on the inside. So you feel for the outside, and then I'm going to turn and come inside that. And now I'm going to lift the arm up and then move it over, and you go right into subscapularis. So the reason that happens is because you're moving the scapula up and it's rotating, and it's bringing the muscle up towards your finger, so it takes the need out of going around and trying to find it.
What about putting your arm underneath and pulling it?
You can do that too. I find that I have more control of the whole scapula this way. So again, you feel the outer edge. You turn your hand this way and move medial of that outer edge. And then the pressure is going to start coming down towards the table, but you lift the arm up and then over, and then it goes right in subscapularis.
So are you bred by Terry's?
Someone
Are you
like me with
splitting
I'm below.
Terry's and
I'm below.
My
Yeah.
collarbone isn't that very big.
Here's
So
lat.
I don't know
Here's
what we
Terry's.
have to do.
Right, so you're splitting.
Yes,
right?
I'm in between.
Okay, got it.
Everyone understand?
Well, there's got to be a little fascia points in there.
Oh, it's crazy up in there. Okay. Okay. Anito.